Hey there, YouTube. This is Brian. Today is the best day of the week. As you all know, it's New Comic Day. I'm just going to show you what I picked up today as I sort my books that I just got from the shop. First one is Awakening number 2. It's Inhumanity. That's probably going to go in my read it when I get to it pile. Next is Fairest 22. That's going to go in my read it right away pile. I just started reading this very recently. I think I got to issue 21 and I liked it, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see how well it goes. Next up, I have Bloodshot and Hardcore number 18. Now this cover is the regular cover, and this is gonna go in my read it today pile just because I enjoy Bloodshot. And then I have Bloodshot number 18. This is the variant or the pull box edition, and the easiest way to know which one they are is in the UPC. They put pull box, although you're gonna have to watch this in a mirror to read that properly. And this is just gonna go over here in my. I'm not gonna open that up. I'm just gonna collect that one. Next up, I have Avengers AI number 8. Or in an attempt to sell more and more comic books by putting a number 1 on the cover. Marvel's doing this Avengers Empire thing with this Marvel Now this month. That's going to go in my when I get to it pile. The next I have Marvel Now .1, number 1. Again, if it's got a number 1 on the cover, us chumps will buy it. Next up, I've got Avengers World number 1. I'm gonna again. This is gonna go on my I'll read it when I get to it pile. And I also have the Scotty Young variant, just because I really like these covers. I think they're funny. They crack me up. I started getting them with that Thanos cover where he's on the cover, little Thanos with the balloon of death. That piqued my interest, so that's going in my variant box. Probably never be opened up, just because I'm a chump like that. Then next up, I've got Wolverine Killable Conclusion. It's in issue 13. I like Wolverine. It's going in my read it when I get to it pile. I like Wolverine as a character and all that, but really, I think Marvel is saturating the market with him right now. I mean, he's in almost like every book that they put out, just about. He's in 2 of his own titles every month. He's in almost every single Avengers title every month. He's in the Wolverine and the X-Men book every month. Come on, man. Give us a break on the Wolverine. Great character, but oh my god. And he's also in the Amazing X-Men every month now. Really, I mean, he's in almost every X title except for X-Men that's just got the girls in it, and he makes cameos in that nearly. I'm sure he makes cameos in that quite a bit. Enough on my saturation Wolverine. Next up, we've got Walking Dead 119. I really only started buying Walking Dead in single issues around the 100 mark. I mean, come on, it's Walking Dead. Everybody loves it. That's going to go in my read it today pile. Next up, I've got Sons of Anarchy. I don't know. I don't remember what issue this is, but I'm pretty certain this is the variant, and it's a painting that's really nice on the inside, or it's really nice. Yeah, I haven't read any of these yet. I'm just going to save all these books until I think it's a mini-series. I'm going to just save them all and read them all at one time. Next up is one of my favorite Valiant books. It's Shadow Man, number 14. I'm really, really liking... I mean, when Shadow Man first started, I liked the nice, clean art that came in that book. But this one, these last few have... been taken on. The art's like really lending itself to the horror vibe of the book. That's going to go in my read it today pile. Next is Savage Wolverine number 14, Wrath number 1. So we'll all go out and buy it. Think we're getting the first copy of whatever. Just really, it's going in my read it when I get to it pile. Then I've got Quantum and Woody number 7. This book, it's comical. It's not bad. It's kind of like I feel like these two characters are the Valiant Universe's version of Deadpool with wacky comedy kind of crazy stuff that they do. And that's the regular version. And I also have the variant edition. Now, unlike the Bloodshot, this one actually says variant edition and not full box. So I don't know what their I don't understand what their difference is. This is like a connect the dots cover. Go ahead and run out, buy it for your kids, leave it laying around, and see if they don't connect the dots for you. Yeah, and that one kind of goes in of the Valiant books. It's probably my least favorite Valiant book, and it's going into my read it when I get to a pile. Next up is a new, semi-new book from Image and Skybound that since the first time I saw it in, I think it was in a preview in the back of Walking Dead 115, man, just reading the first few pages of it, I just wanted to read the rest of it right now. And I'm going to read this one. This will probably be the first book I read this week. It's Manifest Destiny #3. Lewis and Clark, and they're going out discovering the American West and why it was sold to them so cheap by the French. I really like this book so far. And yeah, that's going to be my first book to read this week. Next up is Letter 44, #3. This is one that I like science fiction and fantasy as well as the comic book superhero kind of thing. So far, the first 2 issues of this I enjoyed. I think I'm going to put this one in my read this week or read today pile. The next one is going to be the second. I'm sure this is going to be the second book that I read this week. It's Hinterkind #4. So far, it's a really good book from I'm sorry, not Valiant, but Vertigo. I'm really enjoying it. I've got Deadpool #22. This is a book that I'm not even going to read because this is going into my son's pile. I buy him Deadpool, and that's the only Marvel book that he gets. I don't know why he only likes this one. Well, I do because he likes Deadpool, but he gets also Red Hood and the Outlaws. He likes DC books a lot, which is strange since I really like Marvel a lot more. But he gets Red Hood and the Outlaws, Nightwing, and a couple more DC books that I get for him every month. Then this last one is probably going to go in. This last book that I've got here, new comic, is Catalyst: The Ultimate's Last Stand. It's #3. Now this book is just going to go into my pile until I get all of the Catalyst books. I'm going to sit and read them all at one time, just so I understand the whole storyline, and I think I'll probably enjoy it more that way than reading individual books every month. I've got a couple more pickups. They're back issues. I'm going to show you real quick. The very first one this is not for me, it's for a friend of mine. He's a huge fan of Star Wars, and so his birthday was a couple of days ago, but I didn't get him anything, so I saw this today in a back issue bin. It's Star Wars King Size Annual #1. So this is for my buddy. Next up, I mentioned this character before and how much I liked his old costume as compared to his newer costume, and I dug this up in a back issue bin. Now this cover's in rough shape just because it's an old book, but it's Captain Marvel #1. I'm looking forward to reading it and seeing what this character is more about because I never really paid that much attention to it so far. And like I said, I like the green and white costume that he has. Digging around in the back issue bin, I found Red Sonja #1. And I always liked Conan and her appearances in that, so I'll give this a go. Now I've got back onto Bloodshot. I've got Bloodshot 0 from the early Valiant books. It's got that chromium cover, so I'm pretty sure this is in near mid shape because these chromium covers are pretty tough. This last book, I'm not 100% sure why I bought it. I only bought it because kind of on a lark, but it's X-Force #1. It's the gold edition, and that's the only reason I bought it. It's just going to go in my pile of books. Alright, anyways, so that's all I have for right now. So I'll see you guys later, and comment, like, whatever in the section below.